Hello, welcome back to How to Excel as a College Student Part 2. My name is Emily McIsaac and I'm the Student Engagement and Instructional Librarian, and I'm here to help you with anything you need, so please feel free to get in touch. Again, my email is ermcisaac@hollandcollege.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. Alright, so the goal of Part 2 is to talk about building resilience, finding your why, and just knowing how to face obstacles head on to be a better student and excel at college. Have your questions from part 1 been answered? If not, write some more down if you haven't gotten the chance to do so. And I think I mentioned it in the first video. Please reach out to myself or anybody at Holland College who you trust to answer those questions. So the last two sections, like I said, we're going to talk about building resiliency and finding your why. Does this resonate with you? Be brave to suck at something new. Being brave is starting a new journey. Being brave is starting a new hobby, activity, and you are starting your post-secondary journey, and that is an entirely new experience for you. You have to be okay with the struggle. You have to be okay with feeling uncomfortable because you are fresh out of high school or you're changing careers. You may be a young adult or you may be an older adult. All of these bring new challenges for you as a student. You do have to take into account that you're in a new environment and you get to be brave to suck at something new. And that's okay. That's why we are here and we're putting out this video, because we don't want to get held back based on our own insecurities or fear of failing. I know I have a fear of failing. I would sometimes not speak up in class because I didn't want to sound dumb, or just not take on a new hobby because I didn't excel at it the first time. So think about that. Can you think of a time of when you did be brave enough to suck at something new? How did that make you feel? The first time was probably really hard. You tried a new hobby, and then as you kept trying this hobby, you got better. That's like school. September might be a hard month for you, or maybe October. We're going to talk about building resilience so you have the strategies to push past those obstacles and succeed as a student at Holland College. So here's how to build resilience. Be self-directed. And when I say that, I mean use some of those time management skills. Take initiative in your coursework. Take initiative instead of automatically going to your instructor to ask a question. Because sometimes the information we're looking for is at our fingertips, we just have to go looking for it. So always check SAM. You could even ask a classmate. You could check your syllabus. All these places will most likely have the information you're looking for. Just double check those things, and then if you're not getting the answer you were hoping for, then reach out to an instructor or even a librarian if you're not really sure about certain things of how to research or other things like that. So, find the balance of asking for help because, of course, like I've said a million times, we want you to succeed, but being self-directed and trying to problem solve on your own, which is the next point. Problem solving is super important because it allows you to find out answers on your own and get a sense of what you're capable of, I think. So ask for feedback. If you handed an assignment and you're like, yes, I crushed that assignment, I'm going to get a great mark, and you get it back and you didn't get a great mark, ask your instructor why. Ask for feedback. Get constructive criticism so you can learn from that mistake and do better next time. Yes, of course you're allowed to be upset that you got a bad mark or not as good as you were hoping. Sit in that for a minute, but remember to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and keep going, because it's when we get stuck in this negative headspace or I suck or this is hard, I don't want to do this. That's not how we move forward. That's getting stuck in the past because we did the assignment, it's done now. So now let's go forward with a positive attitude and take the feedback to heart and do better next time. That's, I think, the best way to think about college. Is it's always a learning experience in the classroom, your marks you get back, but it's always about taking on the feedback and applying it. Being flexible. So we're still in the midst of a pandemic, sort of. We're getting vaccinated, things are coming to normalcy again, but we may shift online again. And so we have to be flexible and change up our workspace very quickly. And if you can be adaptable, and that actually applies when you're in the workforce too. If you can be a flexible and adaptable person, then you will go very far in life. And then finally, know your why. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but it's a sense of your motivation, why you are at college. There's a deeper reason, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. So just remember, don't be afraid to fail. Embrace it. We all can learn from our mistakes. Enjoy the struggle. We don't grow in comfortable places, and nothing changes if nothing changes. So dig in and really try to take advantage of the time you're at college and don't get discouraged. I know that's easier said than done, but struggling means that you're growing and you're learning new things. So be brave to suck at something new. Find a solution. Reach out to all your resources. If you have a question that needs answered, ask myself, ask your instructor, admissions, retention, student services, students union. All of these departments are here to help you. Be self-directed, but ask for help when you need it. You can only struggle for so long before it gets very overwhelming. I think the problem with resiliency in talking about it is that it sounds really harsh and you need to do everything on your own. Absolutely not. You need to be resilient and you need to be self-directed, but you also need to know where to get the help. Forget I'm late to the game. Enjoy the process and don't compare. If you're an adult learner changing careers, good for you. Don't think that you're behind in the times or behind your life goals or what have you, because it doesn't matter. Everybody's journey is different, and enjoy being at college and the possibilities of your future. So try not to compare yourself to others. I've kind of mentioned this already. Resilience needs room to grow. Remember to practice self-care and treat yourself with compassion. If you've tried all the avenues on your own and you can't get the solution you're looking for, reach out. Don't struggle by yourself. Make sure you schedule in time for self-care. That is how you ensure you are the best student, your best self. And that can be anything from taking a bubble bath to going for a walk, meeting up with friends for coffee. When you schedule that in, you're actually able to stress less about the homework you may have to do because you've planned the event or the hangout, and then you know you're going to get back onto your schedule and start working on those projects. Just remember, being resilient isn't meant to be a harsh reality. It's meant to be a way to be self-directed, have a new outlook on your schooling experience, show yourself some compassion when you need to. And remember, it's okay to change paths. If you're in a program for all of September and October and you're really struggling, that's the time to reach out to the Office of Retention and say, I don't think this program is for me. I don't like it and I'm really struggling. They will give you great tips so you struggle less, or they'll recommend a new program for you. And that is totally okay. If a program is not right for you, it doesn't mean you have to stop or quit Holland College. It just means you pivot and change the department you're in. Be assured that it's okay to change your path. You're not letting anybody down. You're doing what's right for you. Find your why. I know this sounds insane, but let's break it down for a second. The what is you're going to school for 2 years to get a job afterwards. The how is you apply, you give tuition, you go to class, you take notes, you write the test. Those two things are easy. But the why is meant to be your deep emotional feeling why you want to be at college. Why is there a need for a change? You were motivated enough to apply to the program and look into it a little bit and decide that you want to go to Holland College. Why did you do that? This has to be wrapped up in emotion, your story, to be really effective. And I say that because being a student is hard. Motivation comes in ebbs and flows. So when you're really struggling at the end of term, when you have tests and assignments and other things that are kind of building up, that's when you need to dig into your why and understand that you are here and you are meant to be at college because you want to make a change. Figuring this out early will help you in the long run because motivation comes in ebbs and flows. It's really easy to start the semester top A student and then by the end you're kind of falling a bit behind, which is completely normal. But when you're feeling overwhelmed, you need to reach inside yourself, remember why you are in college so you can keep going when things get tough. So we're going to create some why statements. So you start with to, you insert your contribution, so that, and then you insert your impact. Your why statement should be clear, actionable, focused on the contribution, and uses resonating language. So you're creating a sentence that resonates with you. If it doesn't fit perfectly in the to, so that, that's fine. The purpose is to make a statement that resonates with you that you can look at when you're really struggling. So here are some examples. To inspire people to do the things that inspire them so that together we can change our world. And then to empower and educate people everywhere so that they can improve their lives and achieve their goals. These are overarching why statements. Your why could be anything that resonates with you. Now that you have a template for how to create your why, go forth and do that. Then you'll have a piece of paper or a note where you can look at that, or keep it up in your bulletin board where you can look at that anytime you're struggling. Here are the references for this part 1 and part 2 series. Thank you so much. Please get in touch with me at ermcisaac@hollandcollege.com if you have any questions. Thank you.